Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Final Fantasy XIV White Mage build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a mod made by SpluciaStarlight and it's based on the White Mage from Final Fantasy XIV, which is a fantastic game, so if you're looking for an MMO, I think it's the best one, but we're going to be covering this build here in Baldur's Gate 3. So with this, we get ourselves a few different spells. So we get the Glare here, which does 1d6 plus 3 radiant damage using 4 Aether, which is our resource for this class. So with this, we also get ourselves the ability to cast Dia, which does damage over time for 3 radiant damage each turn using 4 Aether, and the Cure, which is 1d4 plus 3 healing. This uses 8 Aether, and that is our spell casting, what we use for spell casting, and we can regenerate it. Now, we also get to choose an ability score choice, and I think 16 Wisdom, 10 Intelligence and Charisma, 14 Constitution, and 16 Dexterity is ideal for this one, so go with that, and make sure you have your skill proficiency in Persuasion, because it's one of the best skill proficiencies. I'll also be going over all the gear that we'll be wearing in this, as well as showing it off in combat. Mind you, it is a healer, but it does have 2 distinct subclasses. So at level 2, we get Medika doing 1d4 of healing all allies in range using our 12 Aether. Regen does 3 healing and does not apply to downed allies. Raise, which will raise them back from the dead using an action and bonus action, and 32 Aether. And Repose, put weaker creatures asleep, equal to 20 health points. So these are some very similar to the cleric choices, but still nonetheless really nice to have. At level 3, we get to choose our subclass, which I'm going to go with the Glare Mage, which gives us the Glare. There's also the Healing Fairy, but it will heal targets whenever you damage them. So we're going to go with the Glare. I may do a Healing Fairy one down the road. But in addition to this, we also get Insuna, which cures various afflictions and diseases. Rescue, rescues an ally to your location, can only be used in combat, pulls them right to you. Holy, which deals 4 to 7 radiant damage in a small radius around you. Targets must succeed a dexterity saving throw or become blinded for 1 turn. The Medika applies healing over time to all allies in range, as Medika 2, and cannot be applied to downed allies. So pretty strong, and then you get yourselves the Glare from the Glare Mage. So this is not super overpowered, but it is fun. We also get ourselves the Secret of the Lilies, so we get lilies that we get 1 for each turn in combat, and then out of combat they disappear, but we get things like Afflatus Solus, which uses 2 lilies and does 4 to 11 healing to 1 target. We get Cure, which is 1d6 plus 3 healing and uses a bonus action. Restores owner target party members health points and all party members near it. Ethereal Shift, which allows us to dash forwards 9 meters. And Lucid Dreaming. This does 60 Aether replenished over 4 turns as a bonus action. For our feat, I think it's best to take our Wisdom up to 18 there, so we'll go with that. And then for level 5, we get ourselves the Afflatus Rapture, 1d6 plus 4, consume 2 lilies to heal all allies in range. Assize, which does 2d6 healing and 2d6 plus 4 radiant damage, so it does damage and heals. And then Planetary Indulgence, so you apply Planetary Indulgence to all allies, which gives Medika 2, Cure 3, and Afflatus Rapture. They all get additional healing equal to your Wisdom modifier, which is plus 4 right now. Pretty nice. And then once we get to level 6 here, we get ourselves the Nourish the Blood Lily. So expending lilies, you cultivate a blood lily. At 3 stacks, it reaches full bloom, ready to unleash a devastating radiant flower of energy. Giving you the Afflatus Misery, which does 66 plus 4 radiant damage, damages all targets and all enemies around it, using 3 blood lilies. And then there's also Tetris, which does 3d4 plus 4 healing. Heal a creature you can see as a bonus action. Level 6 is a big power spike, giving us an option for damage and an option for healing as a bonus action, which is extremely useful. At level 7, we get the Divine Benison here, which does 2d8 plus 4 healing. And you cast a magical bubble around the target. Instead of healing, it shields the target equal to the healing amount as a bonus action. Then we also get Asylum, which creates a healing bubble. Allies when it are healed, no effect on down allies, and it requires a concentration. But this is a bonus action, so you can cast this and have it up. Now at level 8, we get ourselves Aqua Veil, so you cloak an ally in a Protective Shell, granting them resistance to all damage for 1 turn as a bonus action. Really nice. You also get the Presence of Mind, grants the ability to cast Glare 3 times in the next 5 turns. Bonus action. And we also get Glare 4, which deals 7 to 22 radiant damage to the target in a small area around it. So it's really nice. This also will allow us to cast it 3 times in the next turn, which is sweet. And we'll take another ability score improvement to make our Wisdom up to 20 there, but you could also go again with Dexterity or also take Alert Feat. Now at level 9, we get the Wings. You and any nearby allies gain a plus bonus of saving throws and take reduced damage for 30 meters for up to 5 turns. And you get the Focus Aether, so you channel Aether from your surroundings, restoring 20 Aether. So if you need it right at the time, you can use your bonus action to get it. Level 10 gives us the Blessings of the Bell, 46 plus 5 healing, cast on all allies in range, receive the Blessings of the Bell. When the blessing ends or if the affected ally takes damage, the blessing dissipates and heals the ally. Pretty nice. At level 11, we get ourselves the Divine Caress. All allies gain 46 temporary health, and an additional 5 temporary health points. Once the shield disappears from the affected creatures, will gain a strong health regeneration, can only be cast while spreading ethereal wings. And then for our final level, we got ourselves the Flattest Purgation. So this does 10d8 plus 5 radiant, and a beam of brilliant aether sears and prones all creatures in this path on a failed saving throw. Constitution saving throw 25 meters. It's an action. And we get another feat, which I think Alert is a good choice here. So you can see, not super overpowered, but you can upcast some of their options. So you got like Glare there, which you can go all the way up. There's Glare, Glaring, Glarist, Glaro, Glare, and Glare. So a few different choices there. Some of them do have upgraded forms, some don't, but also some of them will do increased. So this will do 44 plus 5 radiant damage each turn now for 5 turns, which is pretty good. We got 100 Aether at start, and we do have a lot of buffs here, as you can see. So what we want to go with for our gear, I'll show you that right now. So for our gear, we're going to go with the Mask of Soul Perception, but you can also swap that out for the Hood of the Weave to give us plus to our spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Cloak Protection, Evasive Shoes, and Ring of Protection is for better survivability. Killer Sweetheart, but this can also be swapped out for the Crypt Lord Ring or the Ring of Regeneration. And you can also go with a few different options. So I have the Gloves of Belligerent Skies, which will apply Reverberation 2 stacks whenever you deal radiant damage. But you can also go with something like the Reviving, or the Luminous Hands, which will apply Radiating Orbs. The Reviving Hands, whenever you heal a creature, gets Blade Ward, and you get Revivify. You don't have medium armor proficiency, so you can still cast your actions, because these don't count as spells per se, which is kind of a cool gimmicky choice, but you have to be mindful of your options for gear for that reason. So I just have the Gloves of Belligerent Sky on and the Robe of the Weave. However, as you'll see here, we do have some spells like Arabella's Shadow Entangle that if we put on heavy armor, we lose the ability to cast them, and even summoning in us. So going with clothing or the Helldusk Armor. Helldusk Armor is probably the best in slot, as much as it does not fit thematically. I'll just show that off. I also went with the Hellrider Longbow for the +3 to initiative, and the Marka Heshgear here, because it's a pretty good staff that gives you a free cast of a few different spells that we still get the access to casting. So you can also put on like the Sacred Star weapon here too if you want, but we're not really a melee fighter. Kind of falls into a weird category, but I'll show off what we'll be doing. And Afflatus Purgation is once per long rest, so just a little update there. But typically with my videos, whenever I do a combat guide, I usually do it solo. This one is it is a healer, and it's not extremely strong. I'm actually just going to show it off with the team just so that we don't get washed here. Usually I can solo all these guards with my builds, but again, this one's not that strong, so we just got to take that into effect. So I guess I'll hit him with Glare just to start it off. So that's your Glare. He critically blocked, and of course he did. What a great start to our fight. So I guess I'll just show you a general guide here. So I got Minsk as a somewhat of a ranger there, and for us, we got ourselves we use up our actions, so we don't have bonus actions right now. Ethereal Shift's nice because you can teleport around the area. A size will deal damage to all enemies and also heal. You can do this once per battle, so not a bad action if you need to heal your allies and deal damage, but we can also create a healing bubble there if we want to have something that's going to regenerate health over time, and does actually a pretty good amount of healing. So I'll drop down our healing bubble here. So this is our Asylum, which will heal us, and I'll just end my turn there because we're going to get into ourselves a big fight. So this is going to be a tough one, and I hope that this goes well for us, but we'll just wait and see. Applying Radiating Orbs with Gale. I don't have a min-max team build right yet, so I guess I switched it up just for the purpose of this video, but I'll show off what the White Mage can do in combat. Now I find the Cleric to be a bit more powerful than this, because the Cleric actually gets things like Planar Ally and Blade Barrier, which are very strong concentration spells. So yeah, this one isn't super powerful, I wouldn't say, but it's still pretty fun. So that's one thing that's for certain. So I'll just drop down the Blade Barrier there, which does not want to pop up. And yeah, I don't know why it's not working there, but that's something. I guess we'll drop it that way. There we go. Blade Barrier, and then we'll drop down our next attack in just a second here, because we'll be able to go in a moment. Divine Strike Thunder on a Cleric with a bonus action crossbow attack's actually really useful. So I'll show off the Afflatus Purgation here, which you can use in a huge area, which will blind some people and deal a good number of damage. So with this, it knocks them prone, my bad, and deals 10d8 plus 5 radiant damage. And it hits in a fairly generous long line here. So just try to line it up so you can hit the most amount of targets. Things like statues there will block it. And you can see there, it completely obliterated the two elementals that were there. I had to use the cheater ring to give myself some actions because our team was dying really badly. Everyone was down, so I had to heal them all. So for some reason, my RNG was not on my side. It spawned way more soldiers than it ever has before in one of these fights, especially when I'm using something that's quite weak like this. But you got like Dia here, which will do damage over time, which is quite nice. Does the upwards of 21 damage each turn, which can be pretty effective. We're in this healing bubble here, but it's not enough to be able to blast them enough. Grants the ability to cast Glare 3 times in the next 5 turns. So I'll apply that there so you can see what that'll do. And then you got your Glare 3, but it's also upcasted to a bunch of different Glare forms here. So you get the Glare 4 charges here, so you can cast that multiple times. So then we can just go here. It says it has a nice 0% hit chance, so we'll just drop that down and it's still hit. And we applied reverberation stacks. We also have ourselves the Assize here, which will heal everyone in this area and also apply damage to those in this pretty generous bubble. So we're actually going to hit quite a few, and I'll just use that there. So boom, healed a bunch, and it healed us and it damaged a bunch of them, which is really nice. So Assize is once per battle, and it can be a pretty big game changer there. And also like the Holy Spell, which hits in like a pretty decent sized area around us there. But our big focus will be using the Glare spell, because that hits also in a pretty large area, a good amount of radiant damage. You can see there we took out that little goblin that was annoying us, and then I'll hit him with another Glare over there. And you don't have to have line of sight, which is also really nice, so that's extremely useful. We also got ourselves some more options for healing, so we can use like the Tetris to heal someone like Gale, who's just continually getting blasted. You can use that to heal him, even though he's just laying with his head in the starry spikes. So yeah, there's a lot of fun options here. We'll just continue to heal Gale, and yes, we'll see how this next turn in combat goes. They're walking through the blades, silly them. So unfortunately, they landed 7 commands in a row, so I lost 7 turns. That's why this place is painted red, and all my teammates are downed. So I have to again use this to be able to heal everyone. Gale is cooked to the bone there, unfortunately. But yeah, that actually destroyed us. So sometimes you get really bad RNG in this game, and this has never happened whenever I fought them. But I guess we'll go again with our big blast here, because I just use the effects of a long rest. You can see it actually does a lot of damage. This wasn't the best showing of this mod, because we just got absolutely blasted non-stop, but you can see it does a good amount of psychic, or a good amount of you can hit with for a good bit of radiant damage on a lot of these attacks. Assize still being a very nice one for healing as well as overall damage. There we go, finally had to cheaters ring it up twice. 7 commands in a row. What great luck. Rest in peace, Gale. You did a good job. So that is the White Mage in Baldur's Gate 3 from Final Fantasy 14. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you to SpluciaStarlight for making this incredible mod. I love it. It's a whole lot of fun. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.